Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya, Pugs Dread,
Namaste. What's up?
and Mike Kruger.
What's up, guys?
We're here tonight to talk about a brand new film from director Jeremy Kasdan and ARTSPLOITATION Films, a company that we enjoy quite a bit here on this show. And this is their latest, which is coming to both VOD and DVD Blu-ray on September 29th. And, we'll get into the synopsis. For four outcast teens, summer detention means being assigned to clean their high school after a horrific incident. But they are not alone. A macabre gang wearing the guises of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, famine, pestilence, war, and death, has locked them inside and is hunting them through the school's ravaged hallways. As the four students battle to survive, each must confront the supernatural echoes of past traumas they have struggled to forget and may be condemned to relive. All right, so this director, Jeremy Kasdan, very familiar to me in particular. I've been a fan of some of his stuff, Attic Expeditions with Seth Green. And
that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. That's actually... God, that one's probably close to 20 years old now. That Seth Green, Alice Cooper, I believe Jeffrey Combs was in that one too.
Yes, he is.
Really,
I haven't seen this. I need to see this with that cast.
Yeah, it's like early 2000s, late. No, I'm pretty sure it's early 2000s.
2001.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Ted Raimi's also in it. It's actually a really cool movie. I keep hoping that'll come out on Blu-ray, but. He's a bit of a vet. He also did the remake of Herschel Gordon Lewis's Wizard of Gore. He has also, hopefully one we'll get to see soon, has a segment on the Profane exhibit, which is, I believe, coming out through Unearthed Films, the Theater Bazaar, All Souls Day, The Thirst. He has done quite a lot. So this is his latest, and we'll get right into it. So, Pugs, I'll tag you in first. This seems right up your alley. So, what did you think?
Well, as a big fan of school shootings, yeah, this is right up my fucking alley.
In the cinema.
I like those too. Except that ruined Dark Knight Rises for me, fuckers.
Oh.
Anyway, so this movie should be totally for me. It has school shootings, and the Four Horsemen combined. Like that's a really cool idea. Doesn't succeed that much, but this is what I like about it a lot. They do not shy away from underage violence. So, kudos to you on that. Story wise, so. I wasn't expecting to go. So, I don't want to spoil anything. I wasn't expecting to go that way, but I really did want to like it more. It's not. It didn't reach my expectations. I could have maybe hyped myself up too high again. School shooters.
Which is why, Pugs, I did not tell you it had anything to do with it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for yelling at you online. All caps, my bad. But yeah, I got really excited because they got cool masks. It's a fucked up situation, and no one really wants to ever be in that or have a loved one in there. So, yes, I'm joking, but also. It's news. It happens. It was okay. I wish I liked it more, though.
I'm surprised, actually. I really enjoyed this for the premise, which I thought was really cool. As you said, they focus pretty hard on the shooting aspect, which, they
could have went a little harder for me.
I thought they were holding back a little, too.
But when they do, they don't really pull away. Like, I guess it could have been, the numbers could have been bigger.
That scene when he's like, you'd make a pretty redhead, I was like, oh, shit.
That's pretty funny.
I think that they came in the way they came in instead of like we expect them to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was the problem.
It's a sensitive subject, so...
Yeah.
Again, good cojones for trying to tackle it.
But I mean, Pugs, tell me you would not have been so much happier if they just went in blasting.
Oh, absolutely. Why are you saying this other stuff? Just get them.
The thing about this movie is there's a lot more to it than just that. Like, I won't lie, there was like one point in this film where I felt confused and I didn't know. I mean, it does all come together. I will say this one doesn't leave you hanging.
It doesn't really hide it that well either. But I don't want to get into spoilers until after everyone.
And they're very complex spoilers too. But I love the idea of this. I thought some of the cast didn't fully rise to the occasion of the concept, which again I thought was very, very good. I like the idea of kind of blending genres with, arguably one of the more horrific things, particularly here in the U.S. And I dug it. I didn't believe the actress that played the Cutter for some reason. There was just something that felt a little bit off about her to me. And I thought the actress that played Mouse did very well. She's a very sympathetic character. They all have really fucked up backstories, as you would expect for, playing juveniles. But again, like one actor, it felt like a different actor. I don't know, could have done a better job. But as much as I'm critiquing this, I do recommend it in a weird way. It's different from anything I've seen recently. Excuse me. I think the last film I remember tackling the school shooting premise was Vox Lux, I believe it was called, with Natalie Portman.
Very good. Recommend it.
I haven't seen it.
No?
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm doing later.
Hard to really say what you would classify that movie as.
Yeah, that movie's a little bit everywhere, all over.
It's genre blender, yeah. A little bit of everything. But I actually don't think they held back with this overall. I mean, I guess you could always get more fucked up, but it's pretty intense.
There's a lot of people in his school. There could have been some knocked out right when they got through the door. I'm just saying. They
need to talk about Kevin.
Yeah.
Or we need to talk about Kevin, whatever.
And the bullying was pretty brutal too. So I don't know. This one kind of worked for me. It's not it's flawed, but it still worked. Kruger, what did you think?
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna be brief. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. There were some things that I thought on paper the concept and like the story was cool, but within the first 2 minutes I called like everything. Like I think it thought maybe it was a little bit more clever than it really was in a certain sense. And this is super super artsy movie. So I think that people that are into that type of thing are gonna enjoy this, and definitely check it out for yourself, but definitely wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's what I thought with this one. I was like, man, I could see everybody, all you guys either hating it or absolutely loving it, and I was not sure at all.
Kruger tapped it on the head though with that. It felt it thinks it's smarter than what it actually is. Like I would not have done it that way. I would have just been like, here it is.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, and it has a few kind of nasty moments too. I thought the use of maggots was pretty
the maggot scene was I like that scene. I thought that scene was pretty gross.
And I will say right now, we're going to talk a little bit more openly about this because this, like I said, this is a fairly complex movie, and yet, as you said, maybe it's not. It's weird because at one point
unnecessarily complex.
I actually rewound this, which I don't normally.
That's not a good sign.
We'll talk about it in spoilers.
You rewound it to think about something, not because something was cool. So anyway,
I wanted to make sure I had the plot down, but
again.
So, all right. So we'll go ahead and rate this because I think we're going to talk a little bit more in the spoiler section. I will say, don't make sure you pick up later. if you haven't seen it yet, which you probably haven't. So, yeah, spoiler warning, guys.
Todd, what did you think of the movie?
Thank you, Pugs.
Oh, you already talked, Todd. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Todd triggers me, and I try and my bad.
He's gonna go to your school, Todd. Be
Just
careful.
skip right over him.
Okay. So my thoughts. I'm kind of in line with Pugs and Dan. But I do think it should have went harder with the school shooting aspect.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they were trying to warm up to it. But yeah, there's a good story in there, and I was never bored, and I'd say it's worth a watch. But I think because we're so already know this genre in and out, and are big, watch a lot of stuff, I think it made it fairly obvious. That said, I didn't love it, but I think it's worth a watch. If you go in expecting a school shooter movie, you will be disappointed.
I don't know if I fully agree with
But
that.
you know
There
what?
is more to it. But
No. Well, if you go with Pugs agrees. I mean, and you know what though? Even if I didn't tell you it was a school shooter film, you would have watched the first 2 minutes and gotten excited and expected a school shooter film.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I would agree though. I don't know if any film that I can think of, certainly post Columbine, that's like really, truly tackled that in a balls out, realistic way. At least not a whole film that I can think of.
Not to the extravagance I would want, but I think the correct feeling would be that we need to talk about Kevin movie.
well, and Dan completely forgot about the movie they made like after Columbine. Treek Show released it.
Elephant or something like that.
Duck, I believe it's called.
Duck, the Carbine Massacre.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm
What's
wrong.
that found footage one that's on Shudder?
Well, I don't know,
There's
but
a found footage school shooter movie that is pretty good. That's on Shudder. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but yeah, it's really good.
Okay,
I don't remember a lot about Duck, but wasn't that completed and then it was like, oh, holy shit, now we have Columbine. This is going to be a mess. I could be wrong.
Pre-Columbine?
I thought it was done like right before. Or there was another one, but I swear it was Trauma.
But that wasn't a Trauma release, so
okay, then there might be. I'm thinking of a Trauma release that had some Columbine.
Oh, fuck that. Let's go to spoilers.
Let's go to spoilers. Well,
I can already feel we're gonna have a school shooter show coming soon.
Maybe.
Pugs is already. Dan, we can do it without you.
So, all right, I am generous on this one, and I'm giving it a 3.5. Actually, I also really felt for the mouse character, so it's going to get that extra half.
I'm with you. I'm a 3.5. I did like it enough to say it's worth checking. I got to be like sure on who I'm recommending it to, but yeah, I think it's worth watching.
Okay.
I am going to give it an extra half point just because of some of the gore they did with younger kids. It's a 3 with the recommendation of I think you should check it out and see if you like it yourself.
And Kruger.
And it's a 1 for me. Definitely, go and check it out for yourself, but wasn't for me at all.
Okay. Yeah. And also, if you're a Buffy fan, Claire Kramer, who I haven't seen in a while, is Persephone. She's also actually in some of his other films, so check that out. All right, guys. So, spoiler warning. Like I said, this is one you if you're going to see it, you don't want it to be blown for you. So, yeah, pick back up later after you watch it. All right. So, I rewound it at one point because I felt like I had the idea that I knew the gimmick. I was like, okay, so they obviously have something to do with the shooting. But then it was like it wasn't making a lot of sense. Why are they – what kind of real
Dude, I called that shit in like 2 minutes, man, and like I knew nothing about this movie.
It wasn't hidden very well. And allow me to be a chauvinist pig for just 2 seconds here. I don't buy a female school shooter. Hasn't happened in real life. And I'm not saying it can't, but
Never?
I don't believe these girls. No.
I don't think so.
A girl went into the Google building and he started stabbing people, I think. But other than that, there hasn't really been. Females are more like a poison type of killing people.
It's just like serial killers. They're very rare for females.
So up your game, ladies. Come on.
Ugh. But yeah, see, at first I was going into this doesn't make sense to me mode, and then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, these guys are obviously the killers, because none of it really made sense, and I feel like it'll lead some people down that road who don't get it right away. It's like, who the hell has juveniles clean up when there's like fresh blood on the walls from a goddamn shooting?
Yeah. So I was having outlandish, yes, sir.
Yeah, I was like, either this director, I couldn't remember if Jeremy Caston was American or something, and just really thought Americans were a piece of shit. I don't know. That was like the thought in my head.
Not proving them wrong at the current.
But yeah, but then it does kind of become obvious. I was like, okay, they have to be the shooters. But it all kind of came together in the end. So I was a little more forgiving of it. Like I said, acting quality kind of varied for me a little bit, but I still kind of enjoyed it.
That's cool.
You know, I'm picking this one up.
Shooting kids and actually not cutting away, high five for that. So, you know, again, balls.
I'm going to go straight to Kruger with this one and ask him. CGI, what'd you think?
Awful. I thought it looked like shit.
The only time they used it was on the squibs, so I kind of let that go. Because I know
they did a lot. They did a lot of the blood splatter, and I don't know, it just didn't.
They still did practical on stuff, but it was like the blood. That all the like, some of the splatter I saw was milked, but it's really mostly on the gunshots that I could see them, and I was like, I get that. It's to do a squib now, you got to know what you're doing. So I let that one go, but
and then there was like a couple of like makeups that just I didn't think looked that great either. Yeah, I'm being nice by saying
that. Did anybody else have issue? And I can't even put it into words, but with the Cutter girl, something just didn't feel authentic about her to me.
Did she have Tourette's? I was trying to.
I forget what you're saying. She should have been more, or she felt like she could have been like a Clueless movie, or
it's like
the modern day Clueless. I don't fucking know. Yeah, she seemed a little too pretty and put together to be that crazy. Not cutting, because you can look like a normal. Like, I'm saying normal. That's fucked up. You can just look non-cuttery and still cut yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There was just something. I mean, she doesn't even really have that much dialogue or anything, but it's just like something didn't feel quite there for me with her. Yet I still think the overall story is pretty cool.
I think this is a missed opportunity, and I'm forgiving all the effects because again, you're going after younger kids. Cool. I just wish I liked it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought you would, but
I kind of knew that this one was kind of not going to be everyone's favorite because I know what Pugs expects of a school shooter.
Now we need the Sandy Hook movie. Come on, people.
Yeah, I thought it was a well above average, blending of the supernatural and that, and I also thought the ending was quite. Sad and poetic. I liked it quite a bit with the little mouse coming. And
the more we talk about it, the less I'm liking it, actually. So I don't know what's going on here.
Well, I'm just saying, dude, like the thing that I got, like, what, she doesn't get to go to hell because she sacrificed herself?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Well, I guess it's the same thing like when you
definitely
ask for forgiveness, right?
Well, also remember, she wasn't really going there to like kill everyone. in the same way. You know what I mean? Like that.
They
she
like
was,
all killed her
Yeah,
dad.
but
so-
I think if you're still,
But the dad
I think
was
if
a
you're still
pedo.
going to, well, yeah, but I think if you're still going and chilling around with school shooters, knowing it's going on, I don't think you're fucking going to heaven
Yeah,
after that.
yeah.
Even if you're sacrificing yourself.
Okay,
But-
Yeah.
Dan, again, they made a pact to murder the father, then go shoot up the school.
Who had the best lines in the movie?
They get a pass.
So yeah, that's a
on the
redeemable.
dad. They
Dan's
get
like,
a pass on
I
the
bone her, so she's redeemable. Basically,
No, they get a pass on the dad. Come on, you saw.
no, it's still murder, Dan. That's not the way it works.
I mean, if they
Well,
had me on
I
the jury,
disagree.
I
No,
would
it
find
wasn't.
them innocent.
You know
Yeah.
why? It wasn't self-defense. So they like planned to murder. So
I'm cool with it. Murder
That's
away.
cool. You need 11 more people to agree with you. You got
you
one
know
more.
what? Dan should not be the one who wants people to get murdered for this.
You're over projecting, Dan.
I
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know. I like the character. So
I'm trying to
this one
cover up
may-
your crimes.
this one may split you, but it's interesting. It's not your standard movie. A lot of time with artsploitation films, they
Well,
can go either way, but they're
and
never
art is-
standard.
Art is in their name, so sometimes they are a little
Yeah.
more art house.
Absolutely, but they're never like just blah. I've seen that like 50,000 times. They're usually always interesting. For me, this one was. So that's about all I've got. Support us on social media, and well, good night.
Todd, just go for it.
Good night.
Sure.
Stay sick.
All right.
Hugs.
Follow us on all the bullshits. Have a good night, y'all. All buildings matter.